Okay, so now that we've learned a little bit about cardinals and the way that their mannerisms are, we're going to draw a few cardinals into your project. And remember that you probably already have branches that will work for your cardinal, but if you don't be afraid to add an extra branch or two so that your cardinal will have some place to sit. Now remember, this is an unfinished example, so I didn't finish all my branches and such yet, but we're going to start with the cardinal. And the cardinal, since he's so little, we're just going to make some easy shapes. I like to give his body kind of a circular shape. For his head, I'm going to overlap his head a little bit, so it becomes a little bit like a sideways snowman in a way. Okay, this way we have a space for his head, a space for his body. His tail, when the bird sits, often hangs down a little bit. It might even hang down up below the branch a little bit. And then, of course, he has this little plume on his head. So there's just the basic body shape of the cardinal. Next thing we're going to add is that little black mask. That little black mask is just going to be a little triangle over top of the face. Okay. And you don't have to add an eye because we can't really see where that eye is anyway. For the legs, just make sure he's touching a branch. And his little beak is just going to be a little triangle. You can draw a few of these, and of course they can be in slightly different positions, in slightly different directions, but make sure they're not on the same tree. Make sure they're spread out a little bit more, okay? You can draw male cardinals too, but those are going to be female cardinals, and they're going to be in brown. The male cardinals are going to be in red. When you're done with the few cardinals that you're going to put on here, you're then going to do your dirty water shadows. This is water that I made on purpose. It's made out of different types of blues and purples and blacks. I call it dirty water because it's a very translucent water. It doesn't look very pretty right now, but it's going to be great for shadows. So we want this to be not translucent, but more transparent. So you can see on one side of my tree, I'm putting a line down to show that there is a light source over here somewhere. And on this side of the tree would be more in shadow. On the same side as your shadow, you're going to go onto your snow and put a little bit of a L shape right onto the snow there. You're going to do that for all of your trees, even the ones that overlap. However, you're going to have to play leapfrog over those. Even though the shadow is on the same side as the tree as this one, remember that your cast shadow should be, the L should be in the same direction. Here's another one. Just going to run a line down, play leapfrog over that tree, since this tree is behind, and a cast shadow off into the distance. If you have any other little objects that you need a cast shadow for, you of course can add a little bit of cast shadow to it as well. This little bit of shadow is going to help your trees look more realistic, since in nature we do usually have some sort of light source. You do not need to draw a cast shadow from your birds though. Okay? Okay.